Iron sharpening iron, hit a spark when we speak. Stronger together, yeah, we building each week. Each one reach one, now the whole world know. Big Jack story time, walk talks, let's go.
All right, welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. I'm your man, Big Jack. This is where we prove we are stronger together. If each one would reach one, we can all grow and glow. Got my man Walt Talks with me. What's up, my brother?
Oh man, what's happening, Big Jack? How you doing, sir?
Oh man, look, I'm loving life, loving life. You know, I always like when we get to come out on the show and hang out with all the guests that we ever had. But the last Sunday of the month normally is one of my favorites because we get to put a panel of people up on the stage for the Gentleman's Journal. Yeah. So that's what we're rocking today, the Gentleman's Journal, man. So
that's it, man. We ought to solve all the world's problems and have all the answers by the end of the day.
I don't know if we're going to be able to cross all the world's problems, but we're going to hit a couple of them today. So what you do today? What was your day like today?
Oh, man, picked my wife up from the airport, caught the end of the golf tournament, did absolutely nothing other than that, and I was like 30 minutes late doing nothing. So I had a pretty easy day. Pretty easy day, man. You know, didn't watch the Olympics. I see the U.S. won hockey, right?
Yes, I did watch that today. It was U.S. versus Canada for the gold medal.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty big.
And, and it actually went into overtime, so it was a really good match.
Okay, I'm sorry I missed it. Yeah,
it was funny because I seen a commercial, and this is something we thought I did, but it was saying for 2 weeks because the Olympics end today, the winter ends today. And it said for 2 weeks, we're all one. We're all one, you know. So the whole country comes together. And just to watch the people from all over the place rooting and cheering for U.S. over Canada, blah, 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 and vice versa. It was good. But it was a good match. A couple of people lost some teeth and some chips in this. You could tell they out there really working. And one of the things that I heard, though, was good from an announcer. He was saying he never seen hockey that fast before. Because you got to think, you're looking at an all-star team on the ice from the United States because they let the pros play. So you're looking at an all-star team out there where even in a hockey all-stars, you're looking at two divisions or two conferences playing half and half, and they ain't going to give it all because they got a job to go to the next day. But on that ice for the Olympics, they were out there hustling, man. They was moving around fast.
So did the Canadians have professional hockey players as well? Okay.
Oh yeah, so, Canada had theirs.
That was a hell of a game.
Yeah, they were flying around getting out of it, man. So it was pretty good.
Okay.
But look, bro, we got a wonderful panel today, man. We got some heavy hitters, man. So
let's get to it.
I know we got some good questions, and we're gonna throw it out there. So I'm gonna drop this thing and get them up on the stage so that we can kick off the show. So we know this is the Iron Sharpening Iron Show and the Gentleman's Journal. So right after this, we're going to be having a good time with our what we'll call them, our friends, I guess.
Yeah, friends, man, for sure.
They're friends.
Yeah, we're gonna call them friends. Yeah, more than associates, more than guests. So you know,
we're gonna call them friends then, huh? All right, I don't even know which one to drop. Well, let's drop this one. Let's see where we go. All right, here we go. Let's kick off the show. Thank you.
All right.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, are you ready?
Boom, there we are. All right. I got my man. Yeah, we got action. There we go. We got Roy up on the stage. We got Doug Rome. We got Lou. And welcome, gentlemen, to the Gentleman's Journal. How are you all doing today?
Doing well. Thank you for having me, as always.
Doing great, Bill.
All right. Thank you. I see Lou still on mute, man. That man wants to keep muting it. I don't know why he want to keep muting it.
All right, Bill. Got him. Good to go.
Nah, man, you're good. I know you are. So look, gentlemen, this is the Gentleman's Journal. This is where we put men on the panel. We throw some real questions out there, and we want to get your perspective. Again, welcome to the show. I don't think we need to move anybody around. I think we're all in good spots. But before we kick it off, we're going to ask you just to introduce yourself a little bit for those who are first-timers in the universe. So, Rome, I ask you to start off with just tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll kick off this interview.
All right. Hey, Bill, thank you guys for having me. My name is Ro Thompson from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm a financial advisor by day and a former junior golf dad in the afternoon. Now my son is at college. He's playing at Howard University up your way. Like you said, it's snowing up that way tonight. And so just living life and enjoying life, and that's all I got.
All right. All right. Well, welcome and welcome. Yes,
Welcome.
Howard is. We've had other guests on the show from Howard, and now that's cool. And we got to get John up on the show so we can. It's funny now that you're saying it because I'm thinking now because it's John Thompson. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. So
Georgetown.
yeah, Georgetown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you're saying, I put those two
Right.
together. Yeah, we get him on the show because I like to hear about his story from the male golfer point of view. We've had female golfers on the show, but never a male golfer that's in the collegiate area. So that would be pretty cool. So thank you for being on the show with us, bro. Lou, tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm a father of 3 boys, married. Currently, I'm a coach at Meade High School, the varsity baseball coach there. Work too much, don't golf enough for sure. All work and no play, no good. Just living a dream. Like Walt said, snowing over here in Maryland, Severn, Maryland. So wind blows hard nowadays. School's out, so it's ridiculous. Anyway, that's all I got for now.
I got you. All right. Well, welcome, and thank you for
Welcome.
your contribution to being a dad and a coach. And you're right. I already seen the alert come through saying that school's 2-hour delay in Maryland or in Frederick County. So so you're right. The wind blows hard and they already canceling stuff. So here we go. Doug, I know you're not a first timer, but you want to introduce yourself for those who've never seen you or don't know who you are?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Doug Rome. I'm a transplant down here in Georgia, but I'm from the DMV, from PG County. Went to Blainsburg High School. Louis is my cousin. Bill and I played football and baseball together, plus played basketball at Blaze. So, I feel right at home with the family here at Iron Sharpening Iron.
All right. Welcome, Doug. And look, for all you out there that's listening to the show right now and trying to figure out who this Bill guy is, that is me. Big Jack Storytime. That is the real name. So I know, like that. I thought your name was Jack. Nope. Nobody told you my name was Jack. So if you didn't know, now you know. So here we go. So gentlemen, normally, or not normally, but what I'm going to do is throw a couple of questions out there. We're going to ask you to be real with yourself and be real with the conversation and be real on how you would answer your question. We don't need to step on each other. We don't have to agree with one another. We just trying to answer the question. And if your point of view is your point of view and I got mine, and we're going to come to some form of agreement. So right now I'm going to agree with all of you that I'm not going to agree with all of you. So I'm going to say we're going to agree to disagree 100%. So if we can get that out the way, it's out the way. All right. So here's the thing, though. We're going to talk about lending money to friends. Lending money to friends. And I see Rose said he was a financial advisor. So you're going to advise us as people on this. So, if you have a close friend, and I'm talking a close friend, I'm talking one of those, a brother from another mother type friend, that one. And he calls you and asks if he could borrow $500. So we're going to put a number on it, $500. So a close friend asks you if they could borrow $500 from you. Would you lend it to them? So I'm going to go with you, Ro. Let you start it off. So you got go ahead. Would you lend that money out, $500?
I would have to say yes. I mean, a close friend, somebody that's not constantly asking for money, and I would just have to only do it one time. And of course, at the end of the day, when you loan somebody money, you're wondering, okay, is this person going to pay it back, or am I going to chalk it up to a loss? And if they pay me back, hey, great, but I wouldn't make it a habit. But if it's a close friend, they ask me one time, I would do it.
Wow. I mean, okay, so I see Lou got his arms folded back there. He's almost like, nope. So where you at, Lou? What's going on? Close friend, $500. I mean, come on.
I may want to pass on this question, Bill. Pass on this question.
Okay, I got you.
Lord, where do I start? How much time we have? Lord. Well, I only have really 2 close. I have Doug, and I have another friend I've known for 50 years. Are my 2 close friends. I have other friends, acquaintances. So I'm going to have to say I've learned my lesson early on. I'm older now, so a little wiser. So I I've gotten burned plenty of times. But for me, it's a principle that you loan somebody money, whether it's $1 or $10 or 500, as your question had asked, because now you got to beg for your money back, and it causes hard feelings. But what's that 500 going to do for you? Unless you need a rent money or you need something, it's important, it's emergency. Probably yes to Doug and my friend Tom. But other than that, it's probably a hard pass no for me, because, hey, I'm going to beg for my own money back. And then now friends have cut ties with you now. And all of a sudden there's animosity. So, I grew up gambling all the time. I hustled for my money all the time, buying my shoes, jackets, hustling. So for me, money was gambled away and loaned. Hey, let me 20, let me 30. Before you know it, it's so I've changed my mind on that now. So it's probably a hard no for me now, because I work 12 hours a day. So no for me.
I got you. All right. So no, I got you. No, and look, and there's nothing wrong with having a no. I mean, right there, it's a
I
no.
feel bad.
I mean, and you don't know what the reason is, but at the same time, it's your money.
Right.
I'm gonna shoot it to Doug. If I even throw my opinion out there, what you got, Doug?
$500. Who's got $500? I don't. I'm glad, the people I golf with, who are probably my closest friends aside from Louis, I'm the one that's got the least amount of income of all of them. So I don't have to worry about me giving them any money whatsoever, unless I'm paying for their tea time or something like that. But, we had this discussion the other day at work. Sometimes people say, hey, where are you going for lunch? Can you pick this up for me? And I'll get you later or something like that. And you like Lou said, you learn your lesson over time. Sometimes people will let next pay period become the next pay period after that. And you are, hey, what about the money? 15th's coming up. You're going to give me on that $20 you owe me or something like that. So it's almost like nowadays, if you do something, you really shouldn't expect it back. And I'm talking smaller amounts of money. If you're going to loan it to someone, it's really just giving them a gift, because, more than likely, you're not going to see it in a timely manner.
Right. All right. Yeah. Wow. Hey, Walter, let's see if you got something for me on this one or no.
So my father told me when I was a kid, man, if you need it back, don't loan it. Just give it to him, because you'll get your heart broken. And so manage your expectations when it comes to that. Now, at this point in my life, I pretty much trimmed the fat, so to speak, out of my life as far as friends and money. But somebody came to me that's a friend. First of all, it has to be a friend to come to have that much heart to come to me like that. Right. Like Rose said, this is not a usual occurrence. And let's be honest, if we're really being honest with ourselves, there's some judgment in there, right? It's like, hey man, you got a guy that's bragging about not working overtime, and he's got everything he wants, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, man, I need to borrow X, Y, and Z, but you're sitting there working overtime or doing whatever and pinching pennies. I don't have it, man. I'm not going to do it, because I know how that's going to make me. I know how I'm going to look at that. So to avoid going down that rabbit hole, I wouldn't do it in that case. But, sometimes it's worth the 500 to know who your friends are and who you need to get rid of. And sometimes, I'm not giving you $500 to stay. I'm giving you $500 to leave. So, but for the most part, if I got it, you can get it. I'm not expecting to get it back. And if you give it back, that's a blessing. May even be here next time you come back, but all of those things at this age, we've all experienced. We've all been burned, and to be honest with you, I'm sure we all have been on both sides of that equation. I mean, so I remember borrowing money from my father when I was a kid, and he wrote it down in his little composition book, and I had to pay him back every dime. When I paid him back the last dollar, he gave it back to me. And then a year later, I borrowed money again, and I paid him back, and I never seen it again. So, I mean, that's what it is, man. So, all of those lessons I learned when I was about 16, 17, 18 years old. So that's where I am. And now I love to say this one. I'm retired, man. I'm on a fixed income, so I don't have
So that's your go-to now, right? A fixed income.
Man, I'm on a fixed income. I don't really have it, so that's what it is. Yeah.
So I'm a believer, and I appreciate you all for your answers on that. But I'm a believer in never borrow more than you're willing to lose.
Right.
Meaning that if I walked out the house and that fell out my wallet, out my pocket or whatever, I'm not going to be running around chasing it. I'm like, oh well. So for a lot of people, they're short because I'd be looking for $5 that fell out my pocket. So you're gonna get hurt if you. So I'm just being with that. But I do recall loaning money to a person, and I had that mindset of not, more than I can lose type thing. So I gave the person what they asked for plus the amount that they asked for. Okay, listen to this. So he asked for $100. I gave him $200. Okay. And my idea with that, and y'all can tell me I'm crazy if you want to, is I gave you the money to pay me back.
Right.
Because you only asked for 100. I gave you the money to pay me back. Just pay me back.
Yeah.
And you know that person didn't? I'm like, come on, man, you blew it.
There you go.
I gave you the money to pay me back so that we wouldn't have these problems. And you didn't. You crossed the line. You blew it. I gave you the money to pay me back so we wouldn't have the problems that we're talking about right there. And that person didn't. So that hurt my heart really bad. It really did.
I think my worst experience, man, was somebody asked me, and when they ran me down, and this is years ago, and this is probably kind of turned me into the direction that Louis went. They ran me down to get money and yada, yada, yada. I can meet you here. I can do this. I can do that. I can do the other. And then, when it's time to pay me back, oh man, I tried to catch you. And I'm like, man, Slim, you ran me down to get the money, but now you can't find me. So I learned that lesson early in life, and it wasn't any real money, but it was money to me, and it was and again, it's like Louis said, it's principle, man. It's all principle, because if I can't trust you for the small things, I can't trust you for the big things.
Right.
And I know with me, hey man, we've all had tough times, but when it comes to money, man, that's a tough one, especially, I guess. And let me ask you guys this: has anyone ever counted your pockets and told you, "Oh man, you got it"? like, oh man, why you pressing me for a raggedy $500? You got it? And I'm like, okay, if it's raggedy, you ought to have no problem giving it back to me. So I learned those lessons at a young age, man, and that's what my old man told me. If you need it back, give it. If you need it back, don't loan it to him. If you don't need it back, give it to him. Because you're gonna get your heart broken every time. So.
And that's a good life lesson. That's a good life lesson. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you one of my pet peeves, and what you just said there, Walt. I'm gonna throw it out there for y'all. So I'm watching a commercial, and they're talking about it could be feeding the hungry, it could be pets, it could be this and that. And the comment that blows my mind every time when they say just 99 cents a day.
Right.
And I'm like, if it's just 99 cents a day, then you pay it. Don't worry about me. You ain't gotta come at me. It's just 99 cents a day.
When I go in the store and they don't give me my change, and they're like, well, it's just, like it comes, they don't have pennies or whatever. Let's just say for the sake of this discussion. Right. Like, you didn't charge me 4 cents less. You know what I mean? So if you feel like that, charge me 4 cents less to make it even money or whatever, whatever the situation is. But I'm like, hey man, at the end of the day, every individual works for their money. And at that point, man, it's like, cool. Now, I'd rather give you $500 and sit at the table with 4 or 5 guys and sit there and argue over a bill or who drank the soda and who had a beer and who had a gin and tonic. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, I mean, we learn these lessons as you go. Like you said, you can't travel with everyone. You can't do money with everyone. You got to compartmentalize your friends. So $500. Hey man, if it's a friend and he asks me if I can help him, I will, and I'll give it to him. If not, then fine. And if we're not friends for $500, then it was worth it because it could have cost me $5,000. So,
you know what kills me, Walt, about that whole scenario, what Bill said, is that for me, my friends, he has a big house, so he has this, he has 2 cars, he has this, right? I ain't gonna pay him back. He don't need
more money, more problems.
But see, it's a principle. Like I go to Home Depot or Lowe's. Hey, here's a key pet peeve for you. You want to round up and give donation to St. Jude or Hey Jude Hesed. So I say, how about you round down? The company can pay for it. How about you round down to help me out for a change? Always round. Not McDonald's is doing it. Who else is doing it? Let's round up. It ain't about the money. It's about how people do you in those circumstances. It's really becoming annoying to me, especially.
I understand.
You detach from society to some level of degree of what the hell you keep asking me. Do you want to round up? No, I'm paying what I owe you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I guess also it's just the situation where people just assume because you don't put that into the universe that you are okay. But we all have our struggles. I mean, we can agree on that, right? We've all had our struggles. So at least speaking for myself, I'm like, hey man, I'm not going to let that ruin my day. But because I don't talk on these things or let these things bother me, so to speak, you can't just assume that I don't have any problems. And then, like, to quote my man Biggie Smalls, more money, more problems, right? So, the higher the level, the higher the devil. So we all have situations, we all have bills, we all have responsibilities. In a cold winter, we all got a light bill or electric bill or gas bill that's probably $200-300 more than you expected, unless you're on the budget plan. And we all have it, man. And then we all have golf habits too, right?
Yeah.
So there it
now,
is.
I got one for you though. Now let's think about it. Let's flip it. Now, how would you feel, or would you go to a friend if you needed to borrow?
Great question.
Would you go to a friend? Do you have that person you could go to if you needed to borrow? And let's use the same number, $500. I need $500. Who am I going to? And what are they thinking about me?
Hey, look, no, but here's the thing, man. And I guess I'm on this end. I've been on both ends, but the times and it's been a while. Thank God, knock on wood, right? But hey, man, if I'm asking somebody for something, they know, man, are you okay? You know what I mean? Because I love to help people, and not just monetarily, but with my time, which is worth more than money to me. But I had to really learn how to accept things from people. I really did, man. I mean, I'm still working on that because I just feel like I don't like to owe anybody. I just got this thing, man. It's just this thing. I don't like to owe anyone anything. So, but no one's self-made. We all have had help from other people, but human nature tells you when somebody does something nice for you, you feel like you need to do something nice for them, because if you don't, you still feel like you are owing them. But if I go to somebody for $500, you better bet your bottom dollar you're gonna get every dime back. Because what you're not gonna do is sit here and tell the world I owe you $500. That's what's not gonna happen. And if I gotta go without eating, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get every dime back. When I say you're gonna get it back, if not sooner.
I got you. All right. So I don't want to cut away. So Doug, you got anything on this one, or you done? So would you go to someone to borrow?
I mean, I definitely had some lean times in the recent years. So luckily I'd never had to do that. I just found other ways to make money if I had to donate plasma or something like that. I remember back a long time ago, I asked Lou for some money to get some earrings from my girlfriend at the time. He shook his head and said no. So I was like, okay. Guess I got to work time.
Got to work that off. Not going up to Capitol Plaza getting earrings for your girl.
Up to K Jewelers, man. Up to K Jewelers.
I tried to finance it, but K said no.
Hey man, I remember when we were about 16, I guess. We all went to K Jewelers up at Landover Mall, and all of my buddies got their girlfriends Christmas presents. I bought my mother a watch. So we all got approved, they used to put your stuff on the mimeograph machine and run your credit that way, right? And I bought my mother a watch. I paid every dime. And once they broke up with the girlfriends, they stopped paying, man. And by the time we were 18, 21, I was the only one that had decent credit. So I just remember my father telling me, man, and my mother too, that a credit is better than cash. A clean credit score will take you a lot farther. And then OPM, other people's money, right? So make other people's money work for you. But you gotta be, your name is all you got. So so that's what it is.
So, gentlemen, I'm gonna throw this out here because this came up in the chat. So, and look, I'm trying to tell you, Ro and Lou, y'all don't know, but you will know now. But this is a family show, so my mom is in the chat. So, and I don't even know if this one came up and she throwing it at me. So, but she says, "What if I honestly forgot I owed you? Would you ask for it back?" So say that person forgot they owed you money.
Mhm.
Would you go to that person and ask for it back? And then, Jack, if I owe you anything, I apologize. And I'll just let you know,
man.
I'll pay it back for sure.
Right.
You owe her your life, Slim. You owe her your life.
I know. Yeah, but that is my mom, for those who don't know. And thank you for being here and supporting. So, guys, here we go. You forgot, or that person forgot that they owed you.
Mhm.
Would you ask for it back? So you didn't forget that I borrowed it. You didn't forget to ask me for it, but you forgot that I gave it to you, and you forgot. That's how long it's been.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, like I mentioned at work, someone owes me a little bit of money, so I kept every 15th of the first, I keep saying a little text to say, hey, good afternoon. Oh, I got you. So, I mean, I'm not afraid to do it text wise. I don't want to put them out in shame in front of other people or anything like that. But like you said, I pretty much know I'm not going to get it back.
And the worst thing, and I'm going to let you go, Walt, but the worst thing is when you see people buying stuff
That part
that owe
right there.
you money.
That part right
You got
there.
You watching them, they out there
That
flashing,
part right
they flashing and owe you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Man, go ahead, Walt. I'm sorry to cut you off.
So, I'd probably say something in a joking manner, like, hey, man, can I borrow 500? And if that doesn't ring the bell, I'll just leave it alone. But again, that 500, I'm just, man, the way my brain works, I'm like, lesson learned. It's good. And I mean, I wouldn't be funny, acting funny towards them, but trust me, they won't have the same rights and privileges as people that in my circle have. That's just what it is. But if you come to me and tell me something's going on, I'm like, we good, man, don't worry about it. But that's it. And it cost me $500, that's fine. Because it's just decent.
Go ahead.
No, I just want to say one thing's for sure, two things for certain. They can't ask you for no more money.
Oh no! That bridge.
That's right.
You still,
that's right.
They definitely burnt that bridge. Yeah,
Right.
that was the thing.
Right.
And that was one of the big things with me with borrowing or loaning people or borrowing is I got to keep my credit good with you, because I know you're a good, you're a friend. I don't want to lose my friendship over, but I also don't want to owe you anything. You know what I'm saying? If I need to come back or whatever for whatever. Now, here's a question for you all out there. I'm gonna throw it at you, Ro, and then Lou, you coming behind it. We talking about money, but what is that one thing they cannot borrow? Like, we're going off of Fridays. Can I borrow your car? Like, what? People want to borrow sugar. You don't borrow my car. So is there something, is there something that you wouldn't just lean? I don't care if it's a friend. You're not getting that.
Oh man, that's a tough one. Because I don't have anybody that's trying to borrow a car or what else can they borrow besides car and money? Maybe golf clubs, right?
Oh,
maybe they can borrow my golf clubs for the day if they need them.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
I got you.
You
wow.
know? Okay.
No, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody ask. Well, I guess they have. I've loaned them out. I've given out clubs before.
Yeah.
Lou, you got anything on that one?
I mean, maybe it's just me, but I have a two-part answer.
Okay.
They're not borrowing my time for sure.
Oh, wow.
All these dudes want to borrow my time and do this. I can't spread myself but too thin. But back to the Walt, and you had said, Bill, like no one ever that I know loaned money to will offer, hey, Lou, here's the 500 I borrowed from you last week. Said no one ever. They'll never say, oh, here's the 500. No, you gotta ask for the money. Like Doug said, on the 15th, on the first, hey, I've asked you 3 times already. What's happening? Or the rent's late. You're begging for it, and it's a principle. I have the money, but you're laying a foundation of just like Walt said, heartbreak. And to Rose's point, like the good thing is you loan the money, you ain't getting no more. Ain't a nickel more you're getting. You beat me for this much, it ain't happening again. I learned my lesson. I'm the dumbass doing that now.
Oh man, hey, look, am I the only one? I mean, because you guys are scratch golfers and I'm not, so I probably am the only one who has owed somebody for a skin or two and they didn't have change. And they're like, oh man, don't worry about it. We get it next time. No.
Yeah.
You're going to get your money before you, because what you're not going to do when we show up next week is holler across the parking lot, hey, Walt, can I get that money you owe me?
that's
it drives me nuts, man.
me. What $2 at?
Yeah, come on, man. And I got
Lost the
buddies,
game.
man.
Hey,
I
Walt,
have some buddies. Talk to me.
that's why they have the Venmo tags
And the
now
cash app.
on your
Oh,
golf
yeah.
bag. Yeah. Cash
Yeah,
app.
man.
Solve
Yeah, my
all of
buddies
that.
will come over to me. They'll come over to me, man, and take their ATM card and just swipe it down my arm, man. Like,
Right.
oh man, it's bad enough I lost $2 to you now on the daggone $2 Nassau. Now I gotta hear this for the next week, man.
Okay, now that's a good one, Walt. Now, here's the thing: are you open, or are you? Let me see. If someone's borrowing money from you, and I don't want to keep hitting on the borrowing, but this is part of what we were talking about. Somebody's borrowing money from you. Do you have the right to ask them why? Can you ask them questions if they borrowing money from you, or should it just be they ask you loan? Do you get to ask them why you need it? Now, Ro, you're a financial advisor. Come on, now you got to.
Yeah, I think, Bill, when people ask you for it, they tell you why they need it. I don't think that's something that you have to ask them, because number one, they probably already feeling bad because they have to come and ask you for the money. And then I think everybody wants a soft spot. So when you do ask when they do ask for the money, they're going to tell you why they need the money by such and such time or such and such date to make sure that, you know, that thing gets paid. So I think they'll volunteer that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm more thinking, and Walt, I'm gonna let you go. I'm more thinking that, you telling me, but I'm thinking I'm giving you this $500, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't got it now, how are you gonna have it
That part
next
right
month?
there.
Right.
Yeah,
How you gonna have it
that
next
part
month?
right
So
there.
now my money is tied up into your foolishness. So do I get
Yeah.
to ask why? You know, what happened that you're in a position that you need the $500? You know, and sometimes you might be putting too much on yourself, especially if I see you on social media hanging out on Friday nights at whatever. I know you played at whatever course in South Carolina that costs $150 a round, and you asking me for $500. I'm not paying for your vacation. Why do I got to pay for your vacation? Why I got to pay for your enjoyment? You know, so am I wrong to ask? I remember my uncle, he might pop in me here. He made a comment: if you don't want me to ask any questions, then get out my pockets.
Get out my
That was
pocket.
his comment. If you don't want me to ask, then get out my pocket. Because if you went to a bank, they're gonna make you fill out a whole application why you want this money.
Yeah.
You just think you can come to me and ask for it and don't have to fill out anything. So maybe I'm wrong. So help me out in the chat if I'm wrong. Lou, you got anything? Doug, you got anything for me?
No, I don't want to really want to hear the backstory why you want the money for, because they just know now not to come to me to ask me for money. And I'm very generous with everybody, but money is it's a hard no anymore for me. The reason was because I haven't gambled in 20 years, so it's a different. Like I'm at the casino with Doug or somebody, and we're betting 500, 1,000, and somebody's winning, somebody's losing. Hey, Doug, give me 500 real quick. Doug will snap me off 500, but that's a little different. That's a little.
Whose son is that?
I see that's Rome's son, right?
Yeah, that's my son.
Oh, okay.
He's getting married in 4 months, and he's like he's needing money too. I'm like, it's a hard no. You're not getting married. I'm not giving you 8,000. Hell no. Go make your own tent. Go get your own material. Make your own tent.
Wow.
So anyway, so for me, it's like. If we're gambling and you shoot out somebody 500. That's a different context of, hey, can you loan me the money? Because I'll pay you that night or the next day, because I can't go to ATM and get money real quick to get 500. I'll say, Doug, give me 500 or vice versa. It's a different context we're borrowing money from. But when you're begging for your own money back, that's the ultimate pet peeve for me, man. I'll be like, what? My dad gave me money for credit cards or to buy a house. Hey, Dad, I'll pay you in 6 months, and I've always paid him on time, and never has he asked me for the money. I've always had it on him, because once you borrow money, I can now control you through money. Yeah. Hey, come on over, help me dig the yard up, cut the bushes, cut the grass. Right? He's a pen and paper dude. Love him, but he's a pen and paper dude. He's a business guy, you know. But that's why I learned the hard way from him. Sorry.
No,
that's
man. That's real. Look, now I remember going through a rough patch in my life, and I had to pretty much start over. And when I moved back up to the Maryland area, and I had to go to my mom, you know, and ask for some assistance. and I'm not ashamed to put it out there. I mean, she's in there. So like I say, and she told me because I needed a co-signer. So here we back with the loan thing.
Yeah.
You can get 500. You can get 500 quicker than the co-sign.
Co-signer. So I needed a
yeah.
co-signer for a car because I needed to get a vehicle to get around and this and that. And she told me, she said, I promise 3 people I will never co-sign for a car again. And I'm like, well, who's the three people? She said, me, myself, and I would never do that again.
Yeah.
So we was able to get her to bend a little bit on that. But I'm telling you, if no one got paid, she got paid.
She was gonna get paid,
because I wanted to make sure that I did not ruin that deal and that because I knew she took a chance on me. But that was another one that we talk about loaning money, but co-signing on somebody's. So don't co-sign. Okay.
I'm not co-signing for any. I'm not co-signing for anybody at gunpoint, man. I'm telling you that right now. I'm just not, because it's a recipe for disaster. You know, and it's a recipe for disaster because no. I mean, it's one thing to come see $500. $500 is gone. But you don't. If I'm paying for a car because I co-signed, or I'm responsible for a car, or even if you're paying it on time, the value of that car is reducing my credit limit or my line of credit. You know, my ability to borrow. I can't do it, man. And then, you know, so call me before you go pay the 35% interest on a 10-year-old car, you know, and ask for my advice. Then don't come see me after you go down to the place and pay 35% interest on a car that's 10 years old. You know, I just, and then you can't afford the upkeep. You're driving a car that I won't even drive. And this is where I said I don't like to make judgments on people, but I can afford that car, or I can afford to pay for that car. But if you can't afford the upkeep on that car, so I'm not going to do for you what I won't even do for myself.
Right.
And I'm telling you, man, I've had some tough conversations on that, but I'm just like, I'm not doing it, man. Sorry, bro. I'm not even sorry, but I'm just not doing it. Okay. And I mean, I've had these conversations, it's been years, but I'm just not doing it, man. Because it's when you go down that rabbit hole, it never ends well. It never ends well. And the one thing I don't do well, and Jack, you know this better than anybody, when I don't listen to myself and trust my gut, man. I mean, I got a crystal ball. It leaks and it's cloudy, but when it's right, man, it's right. It's on. You know what I mean? It's on. So I just So the cosign thing, that's a whole nother animal, man. And I'm not even going to ask anyone to cosign for me. That's the thing. I'm not even going to ask because I know the fact that you don't know what that means. You don't know how big of a favor that is. Tells me that we can't have that conversation. And Ro, I see you. Am I right, Ro?
Oh yeah, you dead on it.
and I'm gonna tell you something my father told me when I was a kid, man. He said, if you can't afford it twice, if you can't afford to pay for it twice, you can't afford it. Like right now, I'd love to have a boat, but I know what comes with a boat, and I don't want a boat. You know. And as far as letting people borrow something, Jack, my motorcycle. You can borrow my car maybe if you're stranded, got to get home A to B, but not my motorcycle. Can't borrow my motorcycle. Yeah.
Nah, I got you. No, I respect all your answers. Jim, I'm gonna change gears just a little bit because I know we hit that money. We hit that money pretty good. Only thing I didn't throw at you is the title loan places, which you actually take your stuff to a title loan if you was in that kind of jam. And put your name out there. So we won't even hit that on that one. But here go one for you, though. This is the bro code. Bro code or the moral code. So if your boy, so it could be family boy, did something wrong, cheated, lying, illegal behavior, are you obligated to cover for him? So your boy did something wrong. And he like, man, I need you to cover for me, man. I need you to say I was with you, bro. Are you obligated for your boy? Are you obligated to say, yeah, he was with me? Come on now. I would go with you, Doug. I see you biting on it, bro.
Hey, I can say without a doubt, if I look to the person to my left of me, back in the day, we were always taking the blame for each other, right? It's on the situation. We still had these discussions many, many times, right?
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
So I say, so you feel with Lou being a family, real close friend and all that, you feel obligated to cover for.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, him and I can pretty much communicate without even talking. We can just do the eye signals and things like that when we have to stretch the truth a little bit or leave out some white or black areas or something like that and just stay in the gray. So most definitely.
All right.
Been there, done that, and will again.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, look, that's cool. So look, I'm gonna go to Ro before I go to Lou. Let him think about his answer on that one. See if he can throw my man Doug under that bus. But Ro, what you got, man? Do you feel obligated to hook a brother up? Come on, man.
Oh, these some tough questions right here tonight, Bill. Man, the tough questions, man. Yeah, I mean, if it's my ace, right? I would try to look out for my ace, and try to get him out of trouble if I can, and hopefully it won't come back to me and say you said he was with, hopefully that won't come back on me. But I try to look out for my ace, make sure he don't get in any trouble.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Wow. So Rose said he would look out for his ace. And I won't loan you $500, but I'll lie to the police for you. That's a good friendship, bro.
I'll perjure myself and implicate myself in the conspiracy.
That's right. You can have $500, but I'll tell a lie or two for you. It's all right. What you think, Lou? What you got going on?
I don't know what Doug's talking about, but I was raised Amish. So I have no idea what he's talking about. But as a bro code, we've done everything together to A to Z, and I would never tell anyone ever what we've done or what he's done ever, from early on to the end of my life. I'm going to the grave with this stuff that just, we're young and we're fearless, but as we get older, I guess the bro code doesn't really apply that much anymore until you're at a certain age, and then all of a sudden you're just stupid. You're just dumb for doing that and doing this and going down it like a slope skiing. I mean, you're 60 years old and 80 miles an hour is pretty dumb. So but it's like I'm going to the casino. Don't tell my wife I'm going to golfing. Don't tell my wife. So that kind of bro code exists in today. But yes, I would. He's
See,
we're brothers.
And I what I just said.
Yeah.
We've all done it. I mean, at least I do it sometimes. But I mean, I don't. That's the guilt you feel as a husband, knowing somebody's working. You want to go golf for 6 hours or go to the casino. I'm a grown ass man. Why do I got to lie to my wife? And so I just tell her I'm doing this. But being a gambling addict, it's a little changes a little bit. So
that's a different deal.
Different animal,
Yeah.
And the thing is, and that is true, you feel, well, I gotta da-da-da, but that I don't say maybe it is or maybe it don't. You don't have a time that you had to actually tell a lie to help a person out. Now, if the person is doing dead wrong, I mean, just dead wrong. So Walt, I'm coming at you. So this man is I don't say messing around on his wife. Let's just throw that one out there. He's messing around and he's using you as the alibi. Nah, man, I was with Walt.
So anybody who would dare use me as an alibi already knows. Don't come to me with this BS, man. Okay. So now, if somebody calls me, first of all, let's be clear about this. We were all kids at one time. When a woman asks you a question, you already know she knows the answer. She's just waiting to see if you're gonna lie. So my response, since I was a kid, and I've been punished a few times for this one, is, what have you heard? What have you heard? What are we really talking about here? What do and then, at some point, it's like, trust your gut. But I'm not going to sit here and feed into this because I take it as an insult. Now, for my friend, man, what the hell are you doing, man? I mean, and if it happens once, and it has happened before, and I got busted because he was sitting right there with her when I told the lie, I'm like, man, look, just handle your own business. Matter of fact, here's the thing. This is how I handled myself as a kid, because I came up during the 80s. You understand? When things were happening. Hey, look, man, my man, a guy named Kurt Bone, who's got a company called All Days. One of his one of my favorite quotes from him is, "The streets ain't made for everybody. That's why they make sidewalks." So I try to stay out the way. So I'm not even going to play pity pat, 1 foot in, 1 foot out with that. If you're going to do what you're going to do, hey man, I don't even need to know about it. I don't even want to know about it, because when the police come and ask me a question, I don't know. I honestly don't know. And that's just the way I've always handled myself. So I'm not one of them guys like, man, what you doing? What you up to? Hey, bro, you handle your business, man, because you put me in a bad position. And now she's never going to be mad at you again. She's going to be pissed off with me, because she's not going to have the guts to know this, the guts to admit that she made a bad decision on you. So she's going to have to take it out on me, and vice versa. Hey, man, I think I said, and then when I do things, which we've all have done, I'm just prepared for the consequences. But you don't get to beat me all the way to the courthouse either. Yeah. You know? So I'm just kind of, when it comes to that kind of stuff, man, I'm just like, nah. And it's like, okay, if I ain't doing it, if I can't brag about it, I'm not doing it. Or if I'm not prepared to get caught. But I'm not gonna have anybody holding anything over my head. I guess that's the drives me nuts.
I need to get a pen and write that down. Yeah, the streets ain't made for everybody. That's why they have sidewalks. I might have to give
he said that all the time, man. But it's the truth, because you got to take everything that comes with your actions,
right?
You know, and that's the thing for me, man. I'm just, and I mean, like I said, I'm 62 now, so I mean, I would like to think I've been this smart my whole life. Ain't even been close, but relatively speaking, I'm like, nah, man. If it don't feel right, you already know it's not right. And then when you get caught, it's like, man, what the hell was I thinking, man? You know, so I'm just like, nah, man, I'd be more disappointed in myself. But with my friends, any of my friends, they know better, man. They already tell you, oh, man, you know, I'm not going to snitch on nobody. I ain't sending nobody to jail. They always say, man, you know, wait till they put the flashlight on you before you start telling. But I'm not, I mean, like, you know, I ain't going to be the guy eating McDonald's, sending them to your house. But I'm just like, nah, man, just whatever you're doing, bro, keep it over there, man. Just keep it over there. Because I'm trying to stay out the way. I'm just
So now, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. So when Lou and I joke about, you know, stuff that we did, it was definitely 35 years ago.
I said that when we came on.
But there's, you know, it depends on how big the book deal is, or if there's a movie script with it.
Hey, look, when I saw you two together, I said, oh yeah, I already know this is going to be a good one, because I already know that these guys been cutting up for a long time. Like,
we are keeping it PG. We are keeping
Big Jack's father and I were friends, man. Big Jack's father and I were friends. I was like his little brother. And hey man, you know, he used to say, man, you got to be the dumbest guy I ever met in my life. I'd be like, hey man, he said, so you and my father used to say the same thing to me and my buddy. He said, so you two idiots put your heads together. This is the best plan y'all can come up with. That's it. You know, so I got those lessons as a kid, man, and it's always stuck with me, man. But I just
So now
I think with Lou and I, it depends on where we were. If I was at his house and something got broke, if I broke like one time I actually broke the basketball court because we were getting on top of a 50-gallon drum trying to dunk when we were like 6th grade, and we broke the backboard. So I kind of I was like, I did it, Uncle Louis, because I know he was going to be mad and upset. Same thing if we were at my house and a lamp got broke, Louis would kind of say it, because you know it'd be less. If we were on neutral ground,
right.
Hey man, I got some. I talked to a buddy of mine the other day, and we just sit there and just laugh that we even still alive, man. I mean, do you remember the time? It's like, man, how are we still alive? I mean, like, I don't even know, man. So when I run into people I hadn't seen in a while, I'm always telling them, man, in spite of myself, I'm still here. Because Lord knows, man, I should have been done a long time ago, man. A long time ago.
All right, so and I'm gonna throw something at you now. Now it's your kid who's asking you to cover for them
against their parent or against the court system, or what?
They've done something. They've done something wrong, and they need you to cover. Now it's your kid. I mean, we've already said our boy, you know, hey, da. Now your kid's coming to you. So, John's coming up saying, look, hey, you know, Dad, you know, hook me up, man. You know me.
Yeah. I think, you know, when I think about this, I think about, I watch a lot of First 48. Boy.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. You know, I think if it's I think it depends on how bad it is, and if it's dealing with the authorities, and I think when it comes to that, I think I'd have to go straight up. You gotta, because I'm gonna get in trouble for lying for them. So why both of us gonna get in trouble? That makes sense. So I think it depends on the severity of the situation. And I'll leave it at that.
I think, like I say, when it's your kid, do you feel like maybe I failed to teach the lesson that this person is in this situation now, that I got to cover for them? I mean, I mean, I'm not saying that's what's going on. I'm just saying, is that something that go through your mind as a parent, covering for your kid? Like, better than I taught you better than this. Why why I got to even go through this? But go ahead.
That's a great question, because you also got to ask yourself, okay, where I stand on this, and then you still basically gave me the middle finger, and now you want me to, because I'm gonna tell you, man, my parents told me when I was a kid, if you go to jail, I'm not coming to get you, and I just always believed them. I just always believed them, man. So I'm not going to implicate myself in the crime by becoming an accessory after the fact, right?
Right.
I'm gonna make sure you get a good lawyer. They don't get to beat you all the way to the courthouse. I'm gonna make sure we get straight. But at some point, man, I just feel that we keep enabling people to their point, because you got the signs. The signs are usually there early on. Like, I think about my friends, right? And then it's like, oh man, I can't believe. I'm like, how did you not believe that this was going to happen? Because every time you got caught, somebody took the heat for you, somebody covered for you, somebody lied for you, somebody enabled you. So now here we are. So again, I'm talking from a 62-year-old man's position, right? And my daughter's 44, got a grandkid, 11 and 12. If one of my grandkids did something, I mean, I would want them to be treated fairly, but I'm not going to enable them to do the thing. And especially in this day and time, man, there's cameras everywhere. Again, a thorough investigator, by the time they come talk to you, they already know the answers. I've been an investigator. By the time they ask you the question, they already know the answers. Right. And once you implicate yourself, I mean, it's a wrap. So now you just lie for nothing. I remember having investigations when I was at work, going to talk to people, and the person that did the crime, that did the offense, not a crime, but offense in the department, they had already confessed to it. We're just trying to fill in the blanks. I come to tell you that you're not under investigation, and then you start lying for no reason. Stop. Stop, man. Just stop. Because just stop. I'm not here to play gotcha. We're just trying to figure it out. And then sometimes we lie about stuff we don't even have to lie about. But I just don't like people having something on me. So my answer has always been, hey man, if you're an investigator, go investigate. I don't have to throw you under the bus. You're an investigator, go investigate. But what you're not going to do is come to me with this BS. That's what we're not doing. We're not doing that. And I mean, because you cannot, most people lie by omitting a material fact, right? You can't come to an innocent man or innocent person and treat them like they just committed the crime. Because when they come to you with that, that's not going to sit well with you. And the fact that person put you in that position is going to piss you off even more.
No, I got you. No, that's good stuff. So now I know Lou made a comment, and I'm gonna just use on this one. We got a little bit of time left, where he was saying that he's going to take this thing to the end. He's never going to let loose. And we know this was 30-something years ago, whatever. But some things don't have a statute of limitation on them. So would you do the time for the friend? Would you do the time for a friend? Like I ain't snitching. Yeah. I'll do the time.
So I'll say this real quick first about the son. I have a 33-year-old, a 26-year-old, and a 17-year-old.
Wow.
And for me, I aspire to be like them. Integrity, loyalty, and they're faithful. All the things I want to be, and I can't sometimes be that way. And just I'm forever guilty and ungrateful. It's hard. So I aspire to be like them. So I'm Mufasa when it comes to my kids and family. I'm just nothing can do wrong. We're all like their fathers in our kids' eyes. But I truly have some blessed kids, and they're grateful for me, because as we get older, we become more useless to our kids and to people. And as you feel it mentally, it hits you like I'm older, I'm becoming useless to my kids. But my kids invite me to go to, like I said, skiing or trips or the beach. They invite me and my wife to go do things with them. And for me, you find your youth back. So for me, I want to say that about my kids because I wish I was like them and I'm not. But anyway, so for Doug, would I go to jail for Doug? No, but I would join him in jail for a brief time. But I wouldn't
come visit.
Did an heinous act. Then he, like Walt said, they'd have cameras and they'd find out what he did. But Doug and I grew up on a different side, on the same side of the tracks and on different tracks. And like Walt said, there's streets and there's side. We grew up on the streets, not the sidewalks. The difference. So we have a lot of. Well, we all grew up differently, but there's a lot of trauma there as raised from 5 until now. That trauma is still there when you grow and you become older, but the trauma is still there and you still feel it. When a certain person walks in the room, like, oh no, that person's here, that person's there. It's family. When people have hurt you in the past when you're little and you grow up. So for me, I could never rat Doug out or turn him in for anything. That's just me. I know it's not morally right. But then again, I never went to a church to know what's good and what's wrong. But now I do. But for me, I went to church for a funeral or a wedding, never to go to church until I was married and then started going to church. So I'm still trying to find my way through that path. I'm taking a long way around that path, but I'll get there someday. It's not easy, man. We're guys, and it's hard to talk about deeper issues. But it is what it is. I'm being truthful. I couldn't turn Doug in.
Gotcha.
If I commit the crime with you, I mean, that's on me. I take the hit. I mean, I'm not the hey, Walt, we got you. Come on out, Jack. They got us. No, man, I'm on my way. I'm taking it. But I did this. See, my thing is just this. I robbed the joint. I did this. I did that. I did the other. I did not stab that guy. I shot him, kicked him in the head, and beat him half to death, but I did not stab him. So you can't accuse me of something I didn't do. And I mean, and to be honest with you, I know people who have copped to crimes just because, that's how the feds work. That's why they got such a high conviction rate, because they offer all this time. You cop to this thing, most of the times is what you didn't even do, but to them, they get to close the case. And to you, you just got 60 months and your life is done. So, and then lying to it, it's just like a lot, man. And unfortunately, I've been on the civilian side of this thing a lot to see how it goes. And I got a lot of friends and family, unfortunately, that's been on the business end of that. And I'm just saying, man, I just try to stay out the way, because at this age, where I stand. We're not riding down the street. If I ride, and I used to use this example in orientation all the time at work. We just sat in this room for an hour. You see me walking, I broke down on the street. Police are following me. You give me a ride. I have a gun. I put a gun under your seat. If I don't say that's my gun, that's your gun. You see what I mean? Now, are you a bad guy? Because I just put a gun under your seat and you're telling people that it's not yours, you're a bad guy? Does that make sense? If I'm your friend, I wouldn't put you in that situation. So I try to keep myself away from people that will put me in a situation. Now, trust me, I got some friends and we've made some dumb decisions. And there's times I should have been gone or dead, just like everybody else. No doubt, 100%. And I've spent the rest of my life trying to make sure I don't put myself in that position, in those positions. But if it's my kid, hey man, we're gonna stop the bleeding. We're gonna turn you in. We're gonna make sure you're safe. We're gonna get you a lawyer. We're gonna do all this. I got to put my house up there, whatever I got to do. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and burn the clothes, implicate myself, and make myself an accessory after the fact. Now we both in jail, like somebody said earlier. And now both of us need help. Now we both need help, and it's back just like loaning money. Now, when it's time for you to pay whatever you need to pay, can you count how many people can you count on?
Right. No,
so you got to put your mask on first and all that. Now you and Doug, that's a different conversation. Me and Jack, I've been knowing Jack since he was 8. He's been bullying me since he was a kid. And if Jack did something stupid, man, I know something stupid, something really had to happen, and I'd bomb him out later,
Yeah.
You know, then I get him out of jail and I make jokes about him tying his T-shirt around his waist, walking around the penitentiary. Man, just be careful. So, but I would get him out of jail.
Yeah,
I would
look at me. Come on now. Look, check it out. I got one more thing to throw at y'all because it's a tie to everything, and then we're gonna end this show out. And believe it or not, gentlemen, it's been an hour, so I appreciate y'all and all y'all conversation. But we know this happens a lot in the family, and I'm gonna say more on the African American side, but I'm not sure. And Doug and Lou, you can tell me on the non-African American side, so the Caucasian side of the tracks, as Lou said, and I know we come from similar areas and all. You have that family member who has been a little too friendly with the kids.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of family don't want that out in the street. They don't want to hurt Uncle whatever or whatever. But will we keep that a secret? Or would you turn that person in? So, and I mean, you know what? And too friendly, fondling, touching, abusing, molesting, all of those things that you could do to a kid. And we know it happens. I know it happens. I don't say unfortunately, but fortunately, I've never heard of that in my family. But I know it happens. I've talked to people where it happened too. Is that one of those type of secrets that we talked here, the bro code, the family code, blood's thicker than water, and all of that other stuff? Would we do that? Would we, or that one, he's on his own, or she's on her own. She's out. I got to turn you in. And any one of y'all can answer. We got a couple of minutes left. So,
you know, if it was from decades past, and that was something that was definitely swept under the rug and kept a secret. Nowadays, that's not going to be the case anymore. I know and I'm open with this and saying this, I know I was abused in many different ways, physically, mentally, sexually, whatever, when I was a small child, by closer family members that really traumatized me for a long time in my life. And I always said that karma, you know, kind of took over for them because they had terrible lives. Right. So that was the only satisfaction I have. And even when they passed away and people would tell me about them, I was like, you know, sorry, but I'm not sorry. You know, but like if that was happening nowadays, it's much easier for people at least to have someone that they can talk to, whether it's anonymous line or a phone call or a text or something like that. But yeah, sadly, you know, 50 years ago, a lot of that was happening through families routinely. And it's just, you know, people have to live, like, you know, Lou said, that trauma for a long time in their lives.
Wow. And Doug, and I'm gonna say thank you for sharing that, because I don't know the stories. It's not something that's pre-scripted. So if anybody thinking you had that and you threw it out there, no, I'm just talking because it's real. It is real. Yeah. And as a man, I'm like, hey, how will we handle this? Because too many times we do sweep it under the rug. We act like it didn't happen. We want to make up every excuse in the world how good this person is or whatever. But the truth is the truth, and the situation is the situation. And I mean, I think if
they were doing it with boys, you know, they definitely were doing it with women and things like that too, or vice versa. But you know, back then and now are different times. Hopefully people aren't, you know, have the empowered enough that they can tell someone to be able to justify this thing for, you know, for someone.
Nah, thank you again, Doug. And Lou, I see you on the edge of the seat. You got anything to share?
We're kind of along the same lines, and you know, I'm going to use this term, and I use it: white trash. A lot of family members, you know, and I know the terminology. I know being white, what the term is. I know how I mean it to be, and so does Doug. Others might not see it as white trash. You know, I'm ignorant, so I'm ignorant. It is what it is. But when there's 30 or 40 folks living and going to, you know, you go camping and people are messing around with you and touching you, and no adults are protecting you. I mean, you're 5 and 6 and 7 and 4. Where are the rest of the adults that should be protecting it? But like Doug said, it just gets swept underneath the rug, and no one's protecting you. They're watching porn on reels and on a movie theater in their home. They're called stag films. You know, we've heard those before, right? Yeah. It's the new porn. So for me, getting that trauma, and now that I'm older, and like Doug said, those people have passed on, and I didn't go to the funerals either. But if I knew of somebody or called somebody doing that to somebody that I know, I would have killed them. I swear to you guys, I would have killed these MFers, because that for me is, you don't do that to protect our children, right?
Yeah,
It burns
100%.
me up, man. It's so much. It's just so much. That's just how we grew up, like that. And I'm sorry for using that terminology, but that's what they are: uneducated drug users or alcoholics going camping. And where's the protection for us? You know, I'm sorry. That's just,
No,
No,
and again,
man, that's real.
it's real, and like I say, you know it's real out there. And we were talking about, bro codes and moral codes and things like that. So this is what the whole subject of the show was about, and I did not know in advance. So it's not like I say we don't script these things, and you didn't know the questions. So these are questions I had set aside, and we went down the list, and I appreciate again you too, Lou, for sharing your story and some of your experiences, because someone out there, and that's what the Iron Sharpening Iron is all about, is going to be helped because of that. Like I say, what do we turn them in? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And even to the point you said you unalive somebody, and we don't want to go there. But at the same time, that's the feeling, the 100% that because especially the innocent, in any kind of way, nobody but the innocent is definitely like they can't protect themselves. So somebody got to step up. And would you be that one? So I'm gonna go to you, Roy, then Walton, and we're gonna close out this show. So Ro, I don't know why I keep want to say now it's Roy. It's Ro. Sorry, Ro.
It's all right. We got to talk. We got to talk a little bit more. That's all.
Oh, that's all it is, man. Hey,
Oh,
I
get
knew,
him
I knew
on
name's
too,
Roy.
No,
No,
that's
you
the
Ro,
stage
man.
name. That's the stage name.
That's a stage name now, bro.
Ro, I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead. Do you have anything?
Yeah. I would have to say, they have to be turned in. I'm overprotective. I'm a former teacher. I used to teach math, and I like, I didn't experience that growing up, but I would be that person that turns that person in to make sure that they don't hurt anybody else. And that's my take on that.
Right. And that's legit. Now we appreciate that. I mean, I when you talk about especially being a teacher, I'm thinking about the Penn State situation when there was a grown men, and it was being, what I'm saying, they had campers and all, but the coaches and the players, young kids, teenagers, younger in camps, but they had grown men on the team that was also saying they were also being, fondled or touched or whatever. And it's like, what the heck? But it's like the people that you trust could be the people that, especially if you can't go to anybody because no one believes you,
Right.
So here, and like I say, I'm not going to protect you. So Walt, I'm going to let you wrap us up, man. So you're going to get the last word.
Hey, man, so on a personal level, from as a kid, if I thought somebody was doing something inappropriate to somebody, I'm like, hey, man, there's something about this guy is not right. Cousin so-and-so, uncle so-and-so, whatever the case is. On a professional level, hey, man, I was a firefighter. So, you don't put yourself, it's like going to the doctor. You don't put yourself in a position an indefensible position, right? Because it goes both ways. Unfortunately, there are kids out there who aren't believed, and then there are people out there who will just make accusations, and again, man, I can't think of much that I would die for or go to jail for, but you put your hand on my kids, my grandkids, man, I mean, you just gotta go. I'm sorry, and I mean, when I say, and it would be premeditated. It wouldn't be an easy death for you. It just wouldn't. Because to have to live with myself, knowing that you've done X, Y, and Z, nah, man, you gotta go. You gotta go. Because again, I hate bullies, and people messing with preying on weak people. And I mean, I look at that the same way as date rape. I mean, like, come on, man. I mean, it's just like certain things. You just got to stand on something, man. You just got to stand on business. And the thing is, it's an easy answer. If it's easier to live in prison than live with yourself, you just got to do what you're supposed to do. And the thing is, people who do those types of things, who prey on weak people, they do it knowing that you'll protect them, that you won't do anything. They're betting on that. So, and like I said, everybody can say what they would or wouldn't do. I would just like to think, and I know from a personal level, when I've seen it, that something was inappropriate, or like if a kid, you know, you're not gonna let some grown kid sit on you. It's just stupid. Just I guess Michael Jordan just had an incident the other day.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see it. I don't know what it was about. But I'm like, and the internet is undefeated, so I take it with a grain of salt because on the internet. But you can't. There's no way. But then I've worked with guys. I worked with a couple guys. One in particular who went to jail for 25 years for raping his kids. And this is how sick the world is. The first thing people said was his kids or his stepkids. Think about that. The world is so accustomed to this. They said his kids or his stepkids. No, his biological children. You know, and then he played one against the other. And I haven't talked to him since. I hope I never run into him. And I mean, you know, I just man, no. Oh hell no. No. I mean, he did 25 and he's home. Yeah. Yeah, he did 25 and he's home. Yeah. And I mean, I work with him every day for about 6 years. Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
I'm gonna share a quick situation there, or scenario we had in how we talk about this and protecting people who do harm, and I know that's what we were talking about. But as an MP, when I was in the military, we had a situation where child abuse was going on. So there was abusing of a child going on, and physical, emotional, sexual, all kinds of different abuse. And we as the investigation was going on, thought it was the father that was doing it, because the father basically confessed that he was doing it, but it was the mother. And we took the father, we removed the father and all of those things because of he's basically confessing that he did it, so he wouldn't get her in trouble. But we left her with the kids. It wasn't until after that we found out that she was the one that was actually doing all of this stuff. So how dumb can you be, or how much do you care about the kids? So those are the things that we go through. And Walt, you mentioned the Michael Jordan situation. If you look at the video, you can see it. I think it was inappropriate for any adult to be doing that to any kid. So if you ever do see the video, you make your own judgment on that. It's not for me to judge on that. But it was definitely inappropriate, and it was caught on camera. You know, anything that he does and anywhere he goes, there's going to be cameras on him. So without a doubt, you already know that whatever I'm doing, somebody's going to be watching me do it. So, you know, think about that. You should know that. So.
I mean, like I said, I didn't see. I may watch it. I may not.
Yeah, you got to go watch it. Yeah.
I got to go. Okay, but they have a before the time, what was going on during the time, and after the time that whatever happened.
Right.
Yeah, the story. The story is there's a couple different stories. I know we got to finish up. But they said something about there was some water and ice that went down the kid's back, and he was trying to get the ice out or something. But you know, like I said, you know, this is one of them situations where.
And the thing is, and like I say, your actions could be as innocent as they were, as he say they were, but when it looks like their appearance. From anybody on the outside looking in, it's like that is inappropriate, and that's something that, like you say, you have to watch the whole thing and make your own judgment with that. But with that, gentlemen, I want to thank you 100% for being on the panel with me today. This was awesome. I really did enjoy it. You, Doug, you, Lou, you, Ro. I want to say that. Yeah, look, Ro, look. We had
it's Roy, not Ro. It's Roy.
Oh man! Hey, Roy, I wish you put a Y on that real quick, man. Right? I wish you change your name real quick.
Hey, I got to throw this out here. Look, does Ro know Sharon Christian?
Oh wow!
Yeah, because of the same golfing and all
that. Okay,
cool. She's, you know, so she's on the same Facebook world and all that. Yeah. And I kill her name, Ro. And she like flipping tables on me when I had her on the show. Like, oh no, don't call me.
I think if he wasn't a married man, I think he had a crush on her, man. I mean,
man, go ahead.
No. His mother's the same name. His mother has the same name.
The same name, but I would not call her by her name.
But he won't call his mother by her name. So he called, but then he'll say her name correctly. And then he'll get under pressure, man, and he'll just call her Sharon or something. And I'm just like, and you know how she is, bro. She'll put him up. She's like, I'm going to get you 3 o'clock. Me and you. Yeah, so that's pretty funny, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
with all that
Absolutely.
being said, we want to thank each and every person that's been out there hanging with us today for the Gentleman's Journal. I want to thank my panel guests today. You've been awesome. I'm going to ask you all just to hang back with me for a little bit as we close this show out. Hey, continue to watch the Iron Sharpening Iron Universe. Continue to watch all the different shows that come under the umbrella. We thank you again. We ask you to tune in. Well, shoot, when is our next show? Ooh. Today is Sunday, so Wednesday, I think we'll be having the we'll see what we're going to have Wednesday. So tune in because it's going to be a good one. So just tune in Wednesday. But good night to everybody. Have a safe weekend. And if you're in the area where it is snowing, be safe out there. And we'll talk to you later. But gentlemen, hang back. I'll talk to you in a minute. All right.
Take care,
Let's close
fellas.
out.
All right.
See y'all later.